Hello everyone, and welcome to round 1 of the 2013 World Chess Championship match between Magnus Carlsen and Viswanathan Anand. Magnus Carlsen is the challenger and Viswanathan Anand the defending champion. Now, you've seen my series on the 2013 Candidates Tournament. If you haven't, I will put a link to it in the description below. You are more than welcome to check it out if you haven't before checking out this match, because if you don't, then you will not know that it could have easily been Vladimir Kramnik playing this match against Viswanathan Anand if Ivanchuk did not defeat Kramnik in the final round of the 2013 candidates. But it was quite an eventful tournament, and it could have gone either way. But in the end, here he is, the Norwegian Magnus Carlsen, 22-year-old, challenging the world champion for the title. The game was the entire tournament, well, the match was played in Chennai, in the capital of Tamil Nadu. It's also Anand's hometown, so Anand does have the home advantage, but that will prove to be of little use as this is a chess game. And we do have a couple of photos before we check out the game. Here is Carlsen shaking Anand's hand. And here we have, I think this is the photo before actually round 1 began, and you can see all of the photographers, the news reporters, and just casual kibitzers are watching behind a glass wall. This was implemented in this tournament and in a couple of matches before that, so the players are not distracted by the viewers. But after this event, the glass wall will no longer be used. Here we have another photo of this. You can see people enjoying the show behind the glass wall. So, okay, that being said, Carlsen is the challenger here, but it's a rare occasion that a challenger is almost 100 rating points higher rated than the world champion, which is the case here. So some people thought that Carlsen would easily win this match because he is the highest rated player in history of chess, and he's twice Anand's age, twice as young as he's twice as young as Anand. I don't know if that's the correct way to say it. Anand is twice his age. That's maybe a better way to do it. But Anand has a much more experience in World Chess Championship matches, and Carlsen has no experience in World Chess Championship matches. So, there was a difference in opinions. How would this match go? But it's also very interesting for me because I would also very much enjoy going round, round by round, and really, increase my own, vast knowledge of this match as well. And hopefully you will too. So this is round 1. Let's check it out. Carlsen has the white pieces, and he opens with knight to f3. We have d5. Just a second there. Sorry about that. We have d5, the ready opening is on the board, g3, g6, bishop to g2, and bishop to g7. The King's Indian attack, double Fianchetto variation. d4, we have c6, castles by Carlsen, knight to f6, b3, castles, bishop to b2, and bishop to f5. c4 by Carlsen, knight b to d7, and here the first surprise of the game. So it was a very well-known position at the time this game was played. Carlsen plays knight to c3. In previous games, knight b to d2 was played as the knight from d2 will keep an eye on the c4 pawn and defend it more, as knight to b6 is coming, and this will pressure the c4 pawn. But this was Carlsen's preparation, and it's interesting because one of the people in Carlsen's trading camp was Laurent Fresnay, who also played knight b to d2 in 2012 against Maxime Vachier-Lagrave, and the game, white did get a nice game after knight e4, knight to h4, knight captures, and then after bishop to e6, avoiding knight captures bishop, c captures, rook a to c1, queen to b6, knight to f3, rook f to c8, and bishop to f3. White did have a nice game. So probably this is all Carlsen's preparation, and Fresnay had something to do with this, as he thought knight to c3 can definitely be played. So okay, Anand immediately tries to take advantage of the weak c4 pawn now. So he plays d captures on c4, b captures on c4, and knight to b6, as there is no longer a knight on d2 to defend the c4 pawn. And now Queen b3 is a possibility here, but you run into bishop to e6. Now there's a double attack on the c4 pawn, and here you have to sacrifice a pawn. d5 captures, captures, and after knight captures, knight to g5 now, threatening to capture the bishop on e6 and ruin black's pawn structure. Knight to f4, opening up a discovered attack from the bishop to the queen. Now knight captures, and rook a to d1. And white does have compensation for the pawn in terms of activity. This knight is very awkwardly placed. White does also keep the bishop pair, and white's pieces are a bit more active. But this is not a part of Carlsen's preparation. He doesn't go for queen to b3, rather he goes for c5. He attacks this knight on b6. We have knight to c4, and now bishop to c1. Protecting the bishop with queen to b3 doesn't really make sense. You don't want to lose the bishop pair, and also queen b3 would run into bishop to e6, so the queen can never really stay on b3. So after knight to c4, bishop to c1, and now comes knight to d5. And here Carlsen goes for queen to b3. Carlsen's first reaction was queen to e1, but then he saw that after knight to b4, the threat being knight to c2, he doesn't really have all that much here. Okay, he does have this e4, that was his plan, but after e4, bishop to g4, the queen can no longer stay there. You have to move the queen, as knight to c2 is still a threat. So after queen d1, bishop captures, and then the d4 pawn is weak. Bishop captures, queen captures, white loses a pawn, and black definitely has a better game, you know, could be even winning. So okay, after knight to d5, queen to b3, knight to a5 now, attacking the queen, queen to a3, and now Anand repeats the position, knight to c4. If Anand wanted to go for something more here, he could have played b6, and then you know, continued playing this game, but this is the first game of the match, and you know, he does have the black pieces. So after queen a3, Anand repeated knight to c4, and after some consideration, queen to b3 was played. Anand repeated knight to a5, queen to a3 was played, and after knight to c4, only 16 moves were played in round 1 of the 2013 World Chess Championship match. Here the players agreed to a draw. So, you know, it's definitely the case in most World Chess Championship matches that the first game will end in a draw. Not a very eventful game, unless you check out Bobby Fischer versus Boris Spassky, where Fischer sacrifices or blunders a bishop for a pawn, and, you know, creates a very dramatic round 1. But, you know, that's Fischer. And also in his return match against Spassky, Fischer also created a brilliancy in round 1. But that's Bobby Fischer. So yeah, that was the first game of the 2013 World Chess Championship match between Magnus Carlsen and Viswanathan Anand. We will get some more dramatic games as the match continues, but like I said, I'm very much looking forward to going through the entire match game by game, and you know, really increasing my knowledge of this event. So yeah, I do hope you enjoyed it, the presentation, the game not so much, as it is a very short game. I would like to thank Ken Bling and Zachary Hankins for a contribution to my channel. Thank you a lot, I really appreciate it. As usual, you can check 2 of my previous videos here. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you soon with Game 2 of the 2013 Candidates Tournament. And a very special announcement, there exists a possibility that I will do an interview with a very special person. That person is the son of the legendary Rashid Nejmedinov. But this is all still, you know, hanging in the air, so I will keep you informed how that goes. So yeah, thank you all, and I will see you soon.